Shivan, we've been talking about this. We've been talking about the need for urgent climate action. We've covered this multiple times.
WION has been talking about it since. We do it daily.
Exactly, absolutely. Now the world is reeling from unprecedented high temperatures. We've seen freak weather events which are only set to get more frequent and more intense.
Right.
And now there's another dire warning by the United Nations.
This is definitely very, very concerning. There are going to be unprecedented temperatures, and it's going to happen in the month of July, which could be the hottest in the world on record. Now, tourists are fleeing raging wildfires in Greece, and all that is happening in this month. Now, UN Secretary General Antonio Gutierrez has issued a stark warning on the prevailing climate concern.
The era of global warming has ended. The era of global boiling has arrived. The air is unbreathable. The heat is unbearable, and the level of fossil fuel profits and climate inaction is unacceptable.
Now, these worrying comments come in the backdrop of nations across the globe that are scrambling to battle heat waves and numerous wildfires, as we mentioned. In the United States, an intensifying heat wave has prompted warnings to around 180 million Americans. Temperatures are forecast to rise as high as 38 degrees Celsius. And commenting on the recent events, US President Joe Biden has called climate change an existential threat. Listen in.
Well, right this minute, as both the mayors can tell you, are facing a real crisis in their cities. We talk about steps we're taking to help people get through this tough time, and we're also going to talk about steps we're taking to help communities prepare, plan, and recover.
Now, in West Asia, Syria is battling raging wildfires across the countryside, with acres of crop produce turned to ash. In Turkey, firefighters are scrambling to control the fires that pose a danger of setting ablaze some of the country's prime tourist properties.
Meanwhile, European countries are struggling to keep normal activities afloat as the mercury continues to rise. Acres of land have been scorched in several regions of Greece. More than 100 houses and businesses have been severely impacted so far. While firefighters have been hard at work to tame the fires, there still remains a risk of fresh wildfires and escalating heat in the country.
Now, in Spain's Gran Canaria island, a rapidly spreading wildfire forced local authorities to evacuate several villages, shut down 3 roads and deploy multiple helicopters to contain the blaze. And now scientists have confirmed that July will be the hottest month on record ever.
If we look at the top 21 hottest day in terms of the global mean temperature, they have all occurred this month. This anomaly is so large with respect to other record-breaking months in our record that we are virtually certain that the month as a whole will become the warmest July on record.
So, Shivan, the latest on this is that the era of global warming, that has ended, and we seem to have entered the era of global boiling.
And exactly, it doesn't sound promising at all, because we've already seen what global warming has done. Of course, we know what heat feels like, July being the hottest month. Now, global boiling is
absolutely concerning, of course. Now, for more on this, our correspondent Susan Teherani has also sent us a report from New York. Listen in.
President Joe Biden on Thursday announced measures to protect Americans from extreme heat. These measures include shielding workers from high temperatures, improving weather forecasting, strengthening access to drinking water, while improving heat resilience. Many in the president's own party expected him to go a step further, like declare a climate emergency. He didn't do that. However, here in New York at the United Nations, Secretary General Antonio Gutierrez sounded the alarm on global warming, saying the Earth is in an era of global boiling, calling on the international community to take radical steps. Meanwhile, officials in New York City locally have called for an excessive heat warning. It has been in effect. It will continue Friday all through Saturday. The mayor said the next several days will be, quote unquote, a matter of life and death. Susan Teherani reporting from New York for WION World is What.